Great to see you all, and thanks for having us today. As you can see, unfortunately, the CEO of Wix could not make it today. He's stuck in Tel Aviv for obvious reasons. But fortunately, we have the chairman of the company who lives here in Luxembourg, where else. So before we start, perhaps let me give you a quick snapshot of Wix. Wix is the leading website builder in the world. The company has around 280 million users and generates around 2 billion in revenues per year, of which 600 million of cash flow. I think that's only that number is very, very impressive. It is, in essence, one of Israel's leading companies, not only tech company, and it has the world's, not the world's, but Israel's largest campus with around 5,000 employees, of which 3,000 in Israel, and the rest split between Ukraine and the rest of the world. But, you know, thanks a lot for being with us today, Mark. Perhaps we could kick off with a simple question. You know, what is a good website?
Well, hello, everybody, and it does feel like it's the desert here today. Must be at least 40 degrees in this room. Second year in a row, by the way, that it's been this hot. But look, we at Wix, we think along one fundamental line, and that line is about making everything beautiful. And so a website is nothing more than a reflection of your identity online. Whether ultimately you're using our products just to have an identity or whether you're using them to do business, ultimately it's about how you look, how you choose to be portrayed. And so beauty, beauty, and beauty are the three key words that exist at Wix. You know, and we think about this because it's not just about your identity, but it's also what people see when they come to your website. And so your website is a reflection of what I'm going to see. Now, over 15 years, we've learned at Wix that humans are all about imagery. We largely prefer image than we do text. This is why movies are more popular than books. And the website is no different. And so when you have customers coming to your website and they don't find it beautiful, immediately what we see is they bounce somewhere else. They go, this is not a place that I want to do business in. And so fundamentally at Wix, we start off by saying, whatever we do, the experience we have to deliver to our users has to yield a beautiful image. And so that's kind of rule number one of what makes a great website. The truth, though, being is that what is beautiful is not understood by everybody. It's a bit like fashion, right? Some of us might feel we're fashionable, but we're not all fashionable, and we need help. In the fashion world, you read Vogue magazine to help you get ideas. Well, at Wix, when people build websites, we fundamentally want them to be inspired by what we deliver, the tools we give them. And if you think about the journey of somebody building a website, it goes from somebody who understands absolutely nothing about technology all the way to serious technologists. And so our platform at Wix has to deliver that experience. Now remember, a website is not just a website, because fundamentally what the website is your business online, and we as a platform have to provide all the services that allow that to be safe. So as an example, when you build a website at Wix, you build your business at Wix, we securitize your website for you, meaning nobody can hack it. Wix websites have never been hacked. We have about per month, about 100,000 hacking attempts onto Wix globally, right? And so we have a team of at least 75 people at Wix who spend all their time making sure that your website is safe. And so people sometimes ask me, well, is it not easy ultimately to build websites? Of course, the website being the tip of the iceberg is quite easy. You need to understand color, form, beauty. But then you also need to be able to build in features and functions that allow you to do whatever your business is. If you're a yoga teacher, you probably need to have a feature that allows people to make appointments. If you're selling online commerce, you probably need to have functions that allow people to spend money and do things like that. So, yes, we are by far the biggest website builder in the world, 280 million users. We have about 7.5 million paying customers. And so this is what allows us to deliver these services and the quality of the products. But if you remember just one thing and you compare us to anybody else, always think the internet is a place where people judge you immediately. The minute that page loads, you are being judged. It's true for the Mangrove website, it's true for the Wix website, it's true for all websites. So fundamentally, a website is about, first and foremost, it needs to be beautiful.
So everybody is talking about AI today, and one could argue AI does beautiful stuff as well. My question to you is, Mark, when do you think you guys are going out of business because of AI?
Well, a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, when ChatGPT was launched, the financial analysts of Wall Street essentially said Wix is out of business in 2 years. I'm glad to tell you today that we're not out of business in 2 years. The truth of the matter is, of course, we are extremely interested in AI. We've built AI into about 70 different places along our customer journey. And we think AI is a game changer for automation, for productivity, for these type of things. We do not, however, think that AI is going to put us out of business, right? So can one of the AI platforms that you use design the code for a very simple website? Of course it can. You're not sure how nice it's going to look. Probably not very pretty, actually. If you look at most of the images that are being generated out of AI today, frankly, you have the wow factor one time. You go, oh, well, that's a kind of cool picture, but then you tend not to reuse those things. And so over time, I think, beauty still is something that humans will do very well, the appreciation of what is beautiful versus what is not. But AI is no doubt a huge opportunity for Wix as we build this into all of our product offerings and just make our users have a much easier and simpler experience. By way of one example I'll give you is you can build a website, but then you actually have to write stuff on it, right? So I encourage you all, by the way, and it's free, to try to build a website. And you'll immediately be confronted by some very basic and simple questions. What color palette do I use? What font do I use? We will propose all of that to you, but then you have to actually write typo on it. So what does it say on my page? This is one of the most confusing things you'll have to do because you really don't know how to do it. Well, we've embedded, I think in that particular place, our partnership is with ChatGPT. And as you're going through the process of building your website, ChatGPT embedded into Wix will provide the text for you. So what we see now is that we're able to get our users from start to finish using AI in a much more efficient way and fast way. What we are not seeing yet today are the financial benefits to Wix about AI. It's not as if because AI is embedded in our product, our revenues are up by 20%. And I would argue very few companies can show you that causality between implementing AI and actually making more money. So that's still quite a distance in the future. Right now, I think what AI has done to most products out there and most platforms like Wix is, there's a minimum requirement that the users now want. And if you don't have AI, you're in trouble. So we've invested last year several $100 million into embedding AI into our products. And it's really more of a cost to us right now than it is a revenue generator. We do think it creates future opportunities, but right now it is still more of a cost than anything else.
Speaking of evolution, I understand that you guys made an announcement today of having acquired a vibe coding company in Israel. For those who don't know that, if AI is cool, vibe coding is even cooler. What's behind that move? Is that a signal that Wix is getting more acquisitive?
Yeah, well, I hope it is. I hope it is. The reality is vibe coding is the latest trend and tendency, and what it really does is it allows, in a very simple way, voice prompts, written prompts, to generate applications in the most simple of forms. And so there's a number of these companies around in the world. Probably the ecosystem of those companies is about 10 to 15 good companies. Wix felt that we needed to have that capability embedded into our platform so that when our users come and say, okay, I want to build an e-commerce site with Wix, fine, Wix can do that. But I want to also add this feature, and Wix doesn't have it in its app store. right? We have over 300 applications, third-party applications in our App Store. You can just take that application, embed it into Wix, and that feature will be live immediately on your website. Assuming for a moment Wix hasn't done a good enough job, doesn't have the functionality you want, we want to give you the ability to custom develop it yourself using Vibe programming. And so today we made the announcement that we bought an Israeli company called Base 44. We paid about $100 million for this business, and we think, when it comes to very specific technology acquisitions, you need to buy best in class. You can always hope that if it's not developed by Wix, it may not be good. We have a bit of that. This is the IBM syndrome, right? If we didn't invent it, it can't be good. Wix has some of that, but for very specific technology features, we're convinced you need to buy best in class. And more importantly, we are going to be positioning Wix as we want Wix to be the go-to acquirer in Israel. And so as we become bigger and bigger, we may need to make sure that our home market, from a development perspective, is the place where everybody wants to sell to us. And so this is the beginning of probably a number of acquisitions to come, but we're extremely excited about this.
Wix today is a massive company. And we talked about, one thing that I'm always impressed by is that you stayed true to your origins, right? You wanted to make coding available to everyone. If we think about the future, what's next for Wix?
Well, we launched our first AI product in 2016, and it was called Wix ADI, Artificial Design Intelligence. And you would go in and you'd answer a few questions and it would generate a website for you. And so, of course, most of us think of AI being born with the launch of ChatGPT 2 years ago. The truth of the matter, the good tech companies have been working on this for quite some time. I think the future is really all about continuing our journey around giving users, designers, and content creators the best place to earn a living from. So, we want to be sure that you can do anything you want. Your imagination, the sky is the limit with your imagination. Our platform needs to allow you to do this at, frankly, a rather reasonable cost. Our annual cost at Wix is about $150. That's $150 annual dollars. Now it can go up, but that's the average. $150. You can put your business online and live off of this. And so, it's not zero. We do have a lot of free users, 280 million users, of which 7 million pay us. So we carry a lot of those people. But it's very much part of our business model. You should only be spending money when you believe you can make money. And in that respect, we continue that journey down the path of continuing to liberate the opportunity for people just to build a business and build an identity and make sure that this creator economy can truly exist and where the creators are going to make more money than anybody else.
Super. Mark, thank you so much. I think this was great, and send all the good vibes back to the team in Tel Aviv.
Thank you very much, everybody.